another episode on our Justice for You, brought to you from the stable of Edford Foundation and bettered out of our project, My Rights, My Freedom. So today, we are going to be discussing on something very interesting, and we have two beautiful ladies who are lawyers here at Edford Foundation, and they will be the ones to teach, to educate us on something very interesting. So our topic for today is prosecution versus defense. And as always, my name is Jagede Oluwatola, and I remain your host on the show. And here with me are two beautiful lawyers here at Edford Foundation. And very quickly, I want them to introduce themselves. So,
hello, my name is Eniola.
And I am Blessing.
Okay, so they will be taking us on prosecution versus defense. This is the topic for the day. So when we go to court, we hear the prosecutor, we hear the defense counsel, and so a layman like myself, I barely understand who is a prosecutor, who is a defense counsel. So I would like you people to help us differentiate. Can you just tell us the difference between a prosecutor and a defense counsel?
So a prosecutor is a person who starts a criminal proceeding or any court proceedings before a magistrate or a judge. Now, police officers can also be prosecutors, as well as lawyers from the Ministry of Justice can also be prosecutors. Because when you want to initiate criminal proceedings, first of all, you need to come to the police to make a complaint like, oh, I was beaten up by some group of guys, I was slapped by this lady, which is an assault, or somebody stole my goods. Now, the police carry out investigation. In the course of the investigation, and they found that, yes, you were part of those people who actually assaulted that lady or assaulted the guy, or you were the employee at caught on CCTV camera who stole the goods. So they have to prefer a charge. They have to come by way of a charge and bring you to court. So that is it. Police officers can initiate criminal proceedings, making them the prosecutor because they have to come prove that case. Okay. Now, why lawyers from the Ministry of Justice, maybe the case is beyond the knowledge of the police officers, and it deals with more technical terms from the law perspective, like with some things that the police cannot do, then it goes straight to the Ministry of Justice, where they offer legal advice and the like. Why a defense counsel is a lawyer, be it from the state establishment, because we have Office of the Public Defender, or it can also be a private person like myself, just as we do in Edford Foundation. The essence of a defense counsel is to just put up a defense against the person, the police, or on behalf of the person, the police is coming to initiate a criminal proceeding. The person the police is trying to prosecute. So that's the essence.
Quite interesting. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
So, Blessing, can you tell us what the goal of the prosecutor is and what is the goal of a defense counsel?
Okay, the goal of the prosecutor is mainly to prove that the person actually committed the crime. Okay. Now, when we say to prove, bring enough evidence that will make the law take a stand against that person. You know, the court cannot sentence a person that's without the evidences that are placed before it. Sometimes you just say that the prosecutor would prefer a charge, go through all the necessary process and the due processes, and then at the end of the day, the evidence might not be weighty enough to indict that person. So the goal of the prosecutor is to convict the accused. So the prosecutor has to make sure that all the evidence that are brought before the court can be proved beyond reasonable doubt that this person actually committed the offense. It's just like saying somebody killed somebody or an accused murdered a person and then there is no dead body. That's not there's no evidence. The evidence before the court might be enough, but it's not weighty enough to indict or convict that person. But when we talk of a defense counsel, the goal of a defense counsel is to prove beyond reasonable doubt. So that's coming down to make the court see without doubt. You know, the court itself and everybody around can see that this person, maybe there were evidences, but bringing evidence to this, just take it away from the minds of these people that this person actually committed this crime. So the goal of the defense counsel is to make sure that the accused walks free, to be discharged and acquitted by the courts.
In simple terms, their goal is the prosecution proves this case against the accused person, while that of the defense counsel tells the magistrate or the judge or whoever is presiding over the matter that this person did not commit the offense. In simple terms.
Yeah. Very interesting. So yes, like you said, to prove that the person committed the offense or did not commit the offense. So can you tell us when we can say a trial has started, and also can you tell us what happens during the trial process?
Okay, trial is set to commence when the prosecution calls its witnesses. Now, what I mean by witnesses are people who are privy to what happened. Like the example I gave earlier for a prosecutor, that somebody came to complain that I was beaten by this set of people. And maybe I was going with my friend, and some guys just accosted me, started slapping me, started assaulting me. My friend is a witness.
Okay.
Me, the victim, I'm a witness because I am the one who actually went through the audio. I was the one who went through what happened. So now, if the prosecutor calls me as a witness, the moment I start saying, on the day of 14th day of December 2022, I was on my way walking, I'm giving evidence. That is the commencement of trial.
Okay.
Because I am telling the court my own part of the story of what happened and who was there and what led me to meet the police, give my statement, and for the matter to come to court. Now, while the prosecutor is also proving the case, coming with medical reports to show that there were bodily harm, like there was wounds, there were injuries, to prove my case, as well as my statement to show that what I'm saying orally, I also have it in the book already as a statement. The defense counsel comes in trying to protect the life, in making sure that the accused is not convicted, by proving that he's innocent, asks me questions to make me feel, to prove that what I'm saying is a lie. Like, are you sure he was the one there? For me to say, no, he wasn't there. Then why did you not say he was there? Oh, I thought he was there.
Okay.
That's the essence of the procedure. To prove that, no. I'm telling the court that, no, he didn't do this thing. So in the process of giving with evidence, like coming to tell my story, that's the commencement of trial.
Okay. Yeah, so, Blessing.
Sorry, you asked the second question.
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
Yeah, so maybe Blessing can take that for us.
Okay.
What happens during trial?
Okay, during trial, it's just basically the witness is coming to tell the court what happened.
Like I said.
Yes.
Yeah.
So during trial, like she had said, that's what we call examination in chief. That's the
cross-examination. Yes.
Prosecution. When we say examination in chief, that's when the prosecutor examines the witness. That's asks the witness some questions. That's the witness telling his or her side of the story to the court, and then the defense counsel comes in to cross-examine, to come, and that's also asking questions to tell the court that you are lying.
Okay.
What you are saying is really not true. And that's when they also present these evidences. If you say you had evidence that this person, like she said, oh, you hit me, you slapped me, you were the one that inflicted these injuries on me, definitely I should be able to have evidence that will prove that.
Yeah, medical reports.
That's it is being sent out during the time of trial. And the witnesses that you say, maybe 3 people were there with me. I was working with 3 friends, and these guys just came and they started beating me. Okay, you said they beat you. All these things are there. What are the evidence? When you're done tendering those evidences to the defense too, when they come to cross-examine, they would go through those evidences.
Okay.
And then try to make them look wrong. They are going to be discrediting it, discrediting those evidence, so that the court will now be looking at it that, okay, probably it might be wrong, it might be right. So basically what happens during trial is the prosecution brings evidences, weighty evidences against the defendant. Evidences that are weighty enough to indict the defendant. It is one thing to say somebody committed a crime, and it's another thing for you to have something to really prove. Like Eni has said that is when they give testimony. Yes, the defense counsel the defendant gives his testimony, the complainant gives their testimony. But during the process, while the defendant is telling their story, or while the prosecution witness is telling his or her story, that's when evidences are being tendered. You can tender evidence during the examination in chief. That's when the prosecutor asks his clients, or the first witness, second or third witnesses, to tell their part of the story or their side of the story to the court. And then the defense counsel can also discredit that evidence by also questioning the same witness, and that's what we call the cross-examination. It discredits their evidence, it discredits their story, actually telling the court, or trying to make the court say that, oh, what this person says is not true. Because there's a way somebody will come and telling a story, but the story is true, but the person is saying it from the perspective of I think.
Okay.
When you're saying maybe they ask you, is it the person that hits you? It was nice, I think it was him. Or no, that's the actual intention of the defense counsel. They just want you to look sound unreal, untrue, just unconvincing, discredit your story, tell the court that what you're saying is not true.
Exactly true.
So that's what really happens during the trial. The prosecutor starts with their case, and then the defense brings in, opens theirs. They begin theirs after the prosecutor has finished. That's called all his witnesses. Because if you say you have 5 witnesses, at least you have to call those 5 witnesses. You examine them in chief. The defense counsel has to cross-examine them too. And then the defense, when you're done, the defense starts his own. That's where he calls his own witness. You cannot just come and say, somebody did something. You might even say I did it. I might have done it, but I might have an alibi that will tell me that somebody that can say, as at 6:30 or 7 p.m., Blessing was with me. Blessing did not. No, that's not possible. So that witness will come and tell a story, and it now brings doubt to the mind of the courts, to the minds of our hearers. Because it has to be in the public courts. So to the mind of the hearers. So when doubt is brought, and when truth or logical truth is brought to the logical reasoning of the court and the people present in court, that's what happens during trial.
So it's not like a lot of back and forth.
Yes, back and forth. It's not a static thing.
So during the whole trial process, where is the accused going to be?
The accused will be in the dock. It has to be.
No, I mean at sites. Does the trial process take place? I believe it doesn't take place just in a day.
No.
Okay, so all along, in what custody would the accused be?
Okay, sometimes it depends. Sometimes it depends on the gravity of the offense or the crime. Now, if the defendant has been granted bail, because there are some crimes that are bailable, there are some that are not bailable. So if he has been granted bail and he has perfected his bail, when we say perfect his bail, that means he has been able to do the necessary. That's you pay the bail bond has been done, shorties has been brought, and all that, everything has been signed.
Okay.
Then you can say, okay, go home, but make sure you're coming to court.
Okay.
Come to court every day, whether the matter is heard or not. Just make sure you are there. As long as a date has been given to you, make sure. It doesn't even matter if the complainant, some people will be like, after the complainant is not coming. You make sure as a defendant that you're coming, because this is your case. You have to prove to the court that you do not have evil intention. Some people immediately they grant them bail, they are out. But if the crime is not bailable, the person will be in the prison. So they bring them from prison. They make sure, and the warders are placed to a very large extent to try on that.
Thank you so much. So the topic on bail is a whole topic on its own,
Yeah,
but that will
it
be
is.
for another day. So we'll be going back to Eniola. Can you please tell us how we come in here at Force Foundation? Do we come in as prosecutors, or do we come in as defense counsel?
Okay, majority we do come in as a defense counsel.
Okay.
Because when we go for a prison visitation, as well as we visit the court cell, we find out that most times there's so many inmates that don't have legal representation. So we
Yes.
come in there, we take their cases, and we do due diligence to find out what is the stage of the matter. Maybe still at the mention stage, like the matter has not gone for trial, or is at the trial stage, but the matter could not go on because the defense or the accused person does not have a counsel to represent him.
Okay.
Then the number of times we have appeared on the prosecution side is 0.2%. I remember 0.2% on the prosecution side, we are like counsel holding watching brief. Now, why I mean that, the prosecutor is the one handling the matter.
Okay.
But as a lawyer who is more abreast of the matter, who knows the matter more, or maybe the complainant was comfortable with having a lawyer supporting the prosecution, then we come in and counsel holding watching brief of the nominal complainant. We are to be seen. We're there. If we want to say anything to the court, we take the leave of the court, we take permission from court. Or if we want to pass any information, we have to pass it through the prosecutor. So the number of times we are counsel holding watching brief was like 0 to 2%. But like I could say 99.9, we are more on the defendant side. Now, this is where our project comes in.
Okay.
We have our
Tell
lawyers. We have our Lawyers Without Borders project. Now we know we have the order of the Chief Judge of Nigeria to have it in all the courts in Lagos State.
Yes.
But presently we have the one at Ogba and at Ebute Metta. We also have mobile offices in Ogun State, Ekiti, and Delta State. We're looking towards having more. Now,
Yes.
the essence of those mobile offices is for those inmates who are being brought to court daily. No, aside the inmates brought to court by the correctional officer, which is prison, police also bring inmates daily for arraignment so that they can have remand order to keep them either in their custody or send them to the prison. So we are always there to be able to assist these people who does not have legal representation. That we go to the prison cell every day, even the court cell every day, to ask who are those inmates that don't have legal representation. So that's where we come in. We take their cases, we go to the court to find out, because most times they don't understand what's happening. The language of the court is English.
Yes.
And some of them are Northerners. Some are Yoruba that does not even understand English. Some are even good with pidgin. Even some are of different tribes. Some are foreigners. So we come in there to assist them as their defense counsel. So that's basically what our project is, to help those who are wrongfully incarcerated, even those that were in prison for one offense or the other, who has been suffering long adjournments. Long adjourned, this is because there was no counsel to take up their matter. We'll also come in there to help them, to represent them, to make sure that their matters had headways. It's not like it's suffering adjournment because there's no defense counsel, there's no defense counsel, there's no defense counsel. So we'll come in and we'll do the necessary thing. So that's the essence of our Lawyers Without Borders project there.
Thank you so very much. So at this point, if you've not subscribed, please, what are you waiting for? You have to subscribe. There's a lot to learn. You have to subscribe. Tell your connects, tell your network to subscribe. Please like, share, tell everybody about what we do here. This show is aimed at educating Nigerians on their human rights. It's important that we know our rights. So, I'm going to mention the projects that we have at Edford Foundation. We have 4 ongoing projects. We have the Lawyers Without Border, like you mentioned. We have the Lawyers Now, which is an app. So if you don't have that app yet, what are you waiting for? Really, you need it, because like today's topic, we talked about prosecution, the defense counsel. When there is a matter arising, please, whenever a case springs up, you need lawyers. You don't want the case to have spiraled for a long time before you start looking for a lawyer. Just nip it at the bud by getting a lawyer. So download our Lawyers Now app today. In fact, right away. It's available on Play Store and App Store. So go and download it now. And then also we have our live after prison initiative. This is where we try to help people who we've secured their release out of prison, because it's not just enough to release them. What are we releasing them to do?
Yeah.
We try to empower them. We try. Some of them go back to school. A lot of them want to learn a skill. Some of them want to go back to the business they were doing. Some of them want to start a trade. So it's all about empowering them so that they stand on their own. We don't want situations whereby people are released, but because they find it difficult to survive, then they go back to crime. I mean, someone who went into prison innocent, but because he can't find his feet. Losing 5 years, 2 years, even a day out of one's life can scatter your plans.
Yeah.
And then an adult, as adults, we need money.
Yes.
It's very important. If you look at what it was like last year, bread is even more expensive than it was last year. So people need survival means. Yes. So we try to empower people. Some people want to go back to school. We help them to go back to school. Then also, I've not mentioned our My Rights, My Freedom yet. This is what this program is actually under. It's a project here. We try to educate people on their human rights, their fundamental human rights. And we've translated it so far into 3 indigenous languages. It's available in Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa. And then we sensitize people in different communities, rural communities, on their human rights. So this is where we'll be closing it on this show for today. Thank you so much for watching to this point. We hope you enjoyed it and you tune in on our next episode. Thank you.